Hi, and welcome to Session 2 of our Nearpod module. If you remember from Session 1, our goal is for you to become familiar with Nearpod and learn how to create and edit lessons in order to use it effectively in your classroom. Our focus for today's session is to look at a pre-created lesson and to edit that lesson in our library. Your task from Session 1 was to create a free account and then also to use the Explore tab and find a couple of lessons that you would then save into your library. And just for a review, I'm going to go ahead and go to the Explore tab, and I am going to search for a particular lesson that I know already that I want to use. So here I am in the Explore tab, and the lesson I want is on rhyming. And I know that it is a free lesson because, after all, I like the free lessons. So now I'm going to search. And here's the one that I want, Words That Rhyme. And so I'm going to click on it. And we're going to preview it a minute. And I'm going to show you some things that I want to edit as I go through. So here is our lesson, and we're going to preview it. And the first thing that I noticed when I looked at this lesson is that you will be able to show what know about rhyming words. And so obviously there's a typo, which I do typos too, but I would prefer if I'm buying something that it not have typos in it, so I'm glad this is free, but I might be able to do something about that. And then we have this slide that says Draw It, and then we have this Draw It slide where it says Say the name of each thing and circle the rhyming words. And here's another one, Say the name of each thing and circle the rhyming words. Here's tells us where the next one is a fill in the blank. And so we can go through this whole thing and we can see once what is on each page. Now I'm not going to edit the whole lesson. I'm just going to edit a few things to show you what you can do with a pre-created lesson. All right, and then I just want to point out one more thing. So this creator has the credits for all of the pictures that she used, and that is a good thing to do and a good thing to remember. So I'm going to go ahead and add this to my library, and while that's doing that, oh, there it is. It always takes me back a little bit how quick it is. So now that it's in my library, I can find it right there, and the first thing I want to do is duplicate it. And so I'm going to click on these three little dots right here in the corner of the lesson, and I'm going to click Duplicate. And the reason I want to duplicate it is so that if I make a mistake in something that I'm changing, it's not really permanent. I can start over if I want to. So here we are, and it said that it had duplicated it. So now if I go back to my library, you will see it in there twice. So it is, it is right here. This one has not had the changes saved, so it says unsaved, and here's the original version. So we're going to go to this one where we haven't saved the changes yet, and we're going to go ahead and edit. And by the way, you can make changes even after you have saved it, so it's not a permanent thing. So the first thing was that typo in this one, and what I discovered was that it is not possible to go into there and fix her typo. So I just didn't like that, and I didn't really think that this was a necessary slide, so I'm just going to delete that slide entirely. And it's going to ask, are you sure you want to delete the slide? And yes, I do. And I find that these sort of, oh, here's what you're going to do next slides aren't really necessary, so I'm going to go ahead and delete those as well. I just find them a waste of a slide, so I'm just going to delete those. So I'm going to click on the slide so that it highlights it. Maybe. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I was clicked on it. See the little check in the corner? Sorry about that. I was waiting for it to turn blue. So then I'm going to delete that one. Are you sure? Yes, I really want to delete it. And then this one, it's checked in the corner. Yes, I really want to delete it. Okay, so that's all well and good. And I don't really need to say thank you. I would probably change this to something like good work. And I'm going to leave these because this is copyright and fair use following ethical procedures, so we're going to leave that. However, now that I've deleted those, I want to add a slide. So I'm going to add a slide to this, and I am going to add an activity. So let's click right there, and I want to do this one. I saw this one, it's new, and I thought, oh, that is so cool. So I'm going to add matching pairs. So here we go. You can put instructions in. I usually am doing this with my students, so I don't need to add instructions. So I'm going to add a pair, and it tells me to enter text or add an image. And I'm just going to add some clip art. Or actually, you know what? I think I'm going to enter text. So let me enter a word. And the word I'm going to enter the word cat. All right, because, you know, first graders need to be able to do this. So I'm going to enter text in this one, and a word that rhymes with cat is rat. And this one's done. So there's one pair. So I'm going to add another pair, and this time I'm going to add an image, and I'm going to search, and I'm going to look for a house clip art. And let me see. Oh, that one's cute. So let's click on that one and save that one. And a word that rhymes with house, let's go with mouse. So I'm just going to click here and type in mouse. And let's search. Oops, forgot the word clip art. I have found that if you use clip art, it takes up a lot less memory, for lack of a better term, than if you use photos. So we're done with that one, house and mouse. So we've got rat and cat, house and mouse. Let's add another pair. And let's go with, let's do fox. Oops. Click it. And you can also, obviously, you can also drag and drop right there. But we're just going to upload it. So fox, let's see, what fox do we like? I'm kind of going with the cute stuff, so let's go with this cute little fox right here. And fox, and let's go with box. Whoops. Uh-oh. Well, I guess I'll put a word, and we'll see if I can do that. Okay, 3. And let's add, we'll add one more pair. So I just click on add pair. I can either enter text or add an image. So let me add an image, and let me go with, oh, let's go with, I'm not sure how this will work, but let's try mop. Oh, nice. All right. Ooh, and this one has the word. I like that one. Mop, and on this one, let's go with top. And I am liking, yeah, a couple of different kinds of tops, but we're going to go with this nice colorful one right here. Alright, so let's see, let's call that done. We've got 4 pairs, and we are going to now save it. So when I'm doing a screencast, it's kind of hard for me to get at buttons down here in the corner, so I had to stop and adjust my camera and then save it. So I did save it, and now you can see that my matching pairs is right here. But I don't really want it there. I want my matching pairs sooner. So I'm going to go ahead and move it. So all I need to do is drag it. And I'm going to drop it there, and I want to get it to the top. So I'm going to move it up here. And there we go. And then, let's see. So I'm happy with that. And let me add one more slide. And this time we're going to add an activity. And this time we're going to do a fill in the blank. Let's try that one. So we're going to click fill in the blank. And we're going to, let's just do black on white. So, no, I don't really want to do that. So the reason I decided not to do fill in the blank was because she has fill in the blanks here. She has a open-ended, draw it, fill in the blank, and then we did the matching pairs. So now we're just going to save this whole lesson, and then we will be able to look at it. So let me just stop here and get it saved. And remember, the save button is down here in the corner. Okay, so now it doesn't take long for it to save, and you can see that it no longer says unsaved, and also that it now says Judy Hoven as the author, and it has today's date and how big it is. So now let's go ahead and we're going to preview it and see what it looks like. So it still has her name on the front, and here is the slide that we did. So now the students can see box and box, and then they would get the little checks to show that they got it right. Cat and rat, and let's see what happens if we get one wrong. Let's do mop and house, and they turn red and then they turn white. So now we can do mop and top and house and mouse. So it's very easy for them. It tells them how many they got done. Well done, 5 tries. Got it. And then advance to the next slide. So you can see that in a case like this, perhaps even little ones could do it on their own, although they would still need some instruction on what to do. So this is the one where you have to circle the rhyming words. So she has hat and bat, like that. So they would have to circle. And then they can, of course, submit when they're finished. So you could go through the whole slides and see what all of them were. And a lot of times, once the kids have done it a bit, they recognize what they have to do in each one of them. So that was pretty good. And let's go back to our library. So we are going to go back to the library. And I want to show you one more. Sorry. So what I was going to say was I want to show you what happens if you have gone through that preview and you decide, oh, I still need to change something. You can go ahead and click Edit again, and you will come up to the same screen, and maybe you decide, oh, I don't want that one there. I want to move it down here, or I want to add another slide. You just click Add Slide. And by the way, almost any slide you can convert to a Draw It slide right over here. And I do that a lot of times on things that I make, which we will talk about next time. So your assignment for your task for this session is to take one of the lessons that you have downloaded and to do some editing on that lesson. And again, if you have the credits at the end, please don't delete those, because those are important for the people whose pictures you're using. So that's it. And remember that you can bring your work to me anytime that you would like after you have completed it, or you can wait until the end and bring it to me then and show me all of them. For this particular one, you need to make sure that I can see both the original lesson and your edited lesson. So I do need to go and save the changes on this one, but you need to show me the original lesson and the one that you have edited to get credit for this one. So I hope you enjoyed that and got some good information. Thanks for watching.